Have you ever opened an email or answered a phone call and felt a tiny knot of uncertainty in your stomach? For generations, we were raised to be trusting, to be helpful, and to believe the best in people. It's a good way to live, but in today's world, that very goodness can be turned against us. Does it ever feel like scammers are working overtime, inventing new ways to trick us every single day? What once felt safe, like your own home computer or a friendly call from your bank, can now quickly turn into a trap. And here's the nightmare that no one likes to talk about. These criminals are becoming experts at targeting seniors. They know we have a lifetime of savings, and they prey on our good nature. Shocking new reports show that seniors lose billions of dollars each year to these schemes. But the real cost isn't just the money. It's the loss of dignity, the feeling of shame, and the devastating loss of security. But what if I told you that the power to stop them isn't in some complicated software, but in knowledge? In my experience, seeing countless families navigate their later years, I've learned a powerful truth. Awareness is the best medicine against these predators. That's why this video is so essential. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about reality. We're going to hear stories about people just like you and me. A retired teacher named John, a caring widow named Susan, and a grandfather named Michael. Their experiences are a powerful lesson for all of us. In this video, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to arm you. We will uncover 5 of the newest and most dangerous scams spreading like wildfire, and I will give you the simple, practical steps to protect yourself and your loved ones. And please, make sure you stay with us until the very end. The 5th scam we'll discuss involves a clever trick that exploits our deepest emotions, and understanding it could save you, or someone you love, from heartbreaking financial loss. The information in that final section could truly be life-changing. Before we dive in, your feedback helps me create better content for you. To let me know you're here and finding this valuable, please take a moment to comment with the number 1 below. If this isn't for you, a 0 is fine too. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's begin with our first, and perhaps one of the most common threats out there today. Number 1, the tech support scam. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're sitting in your kitchen, starting your day. Maybe you're reading the news on your tablet, or checking emails on your laptop. Everything is normal, quiet. And then, suddenly, that peace is shattered. A warning window takes over your screen. It's flashing red, and maybe an alarming robotic voice starts blaring from the speakers, repeating, "Warning, your computer has been infected." Or worse, it declares, "Your bank account has been compromised. Call us immediately to protect your assets." In that moment, your heart sinks. A wave of panic washes over you. This isn't just a random glitch. This is a calculated, psychological attack. These scammers are masters at weaponizing 2 of our most powerful human emotions: fear and urgency. They create a fake crisis so that fear clouds your rational judgment. And just when you're at your most panicked, they hold out a hand, a phone number to call, a calm voice on the other end of the line, promising to fix everything. Why does this work so well on our generation? I believe it stems from one of our best qualities, our trust. We grew up in a time when a handshake meant something, and a confident voice usually belonged to someone you could rely on. We aren't native to a world where deception can be this sophisticated. These criminals know this. They use our good nature against us. And the consequences aren't just financial. The real loss is your sense of security. It's the violation of feeling unsafe in your own home. To help you truly understand how devastating this can be, I want to tell you about John. John is a retired schoolteacher, 78 years old, a sharp and honorable man. One afternoon, that exact, terrifying pop-up appeared on his screen. Fearing that his life savings were in jeopardy, he immediately called the number. The man on the other end was incredibly professional. He introduced himself as a certified technician and calmly walked John through downloading a program to diagnose the issue. But that program wasn't a tool. It was a key. A key that John, unknowingly, had just handed to a burglar to let himself into his house. He had given a stranger total access to his computer. For the next 30 minutes, John watched as the cursor on his screen moved on its own. The scammer performed an elaborate play, showing him fake error codes and convincing him he was on the verge of a digital catastrophe. Finally, the solution was offered. For a fee of $250, they would install lifetime security. But there was a catch. He had to pay with gift cards. Relieved that there was a fix, John did it. It was only a week later that he discovered the heartbreaking truth. They hadn't just taken the $250. They had used the access he gave them to drain over $3,500 from his bank account. When John told me about it, he said the money hurt, but the feeling of being fooled, of having his trust so completely betrayed, that was the wound that would never heal. John's story is a powerful warning, but it's also our most powerful tool. By understanding how he was tricked, we can build a strong defense. The first and most important rule to remember is this: legitimate companies like Microsoft, Apple, or your bank will never proactively contact you about a technical problem. They will not call you, and they will certainly not use scary pop-up windows demanding you take immediate action. Second, be wary of pressure. Anytime someone tells you that you must act right now or something terrible will happen, it is a massive red flag. And finally, a request for payment using gift cards is always a scam. 100% of the time. Number 2, the Medicare and health insurance scam. This next scam is particularly cruel because it strikes right at the heart of our biggest concerns as we get older: our health. It often starts with a phone call that seems official. The person on the line is friendly, and they might already know your name and address, which makes them sound even more legitimate. They'll tell you that you're eligible for a wonderful new benefit, perhaps a free medical brace for your knee or back, all at no cost to you. All they need you to do is confirm your Medicare number to verify your eligibility. It sounds so tempting. But this is a carefully laid trap, built on exploiting our trust in the healthcare system. The fundamental reason this scam works is that our generation was raised to respect institutions like Medicare. We see it as a lifeline, and the thought of our coverage being jeopardized is terrifying. These scammers manipulate that fear. The consequence isn't just a single fraudulent charge. It's often a long-term battle to clean up your medical records, and can even interfere with your ability to get legitimate medical supplies in the future. Let me tell you about Susan. Susan is an 81-year-old widow living on a modest fixed income. One afternoon, she received one of these calls. The woman on the phone was incredibly sweet and told Susan she qualified for a deluxe orthopedic back brace, completely covered by Medicare. Given Susan's persistent back pain, this felt like a prayer answered. Eager and trusting, she provided her Medicare number. A few days later, a flimsy, useless brace arrived in the mail. Susan thought little of it until she received her next Medicare summary notice. She was horrified. A company she had never heard of had billed Medicare for over $4,000 for that brace. The scammers didn't just defraud the system. They used Susan's good name to do it. Susan's story teaches us how to spot the red flags. The most critical lesson is this: Medicare will rarely call you directly unless you have called them first and requested a callback. They will not call you to sell you something or to offer free gifts. Second, guard your Medicare number as closely as you guard your credit card number. Never give it out to anyone who calls you unexpectedly. And finally, always review your Medicare summary notices carefully. If you see anything suspicious, call Medicare immediately using the number on the back of your card. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, could you do me a quick favor and comment with the number 1 below, just to let me know you're here with me? Your support helps us continue to create this important content. Number 3, the online shopping and delivery scam. In recent years, online shopping has become a wonderful convenience. But just like a bustling city, the internet has its safe, well-lit avenues, and it has its dark, dangerous alleys. This scam is designed to lure you into one of those alleys. Sometimes, you'll see an ad on social media for a product you've been wanting at an unbelievably low price. The website looks professional. You place your order, feeling like you found an amazing deal. But the product never arrives. The website vanishes. They have your money and your credit card information. Or, perhaps the scam comes in the form of a text message. It looks like it's from FedEx or the US Postal Service, claiming there's a problem with a package delivery. It says you need to click a link to reschedule. This tactic is particularly effective because it preys on our anticipation. When we're expecting something important, our instinct is to resolve any delivery issues immediately. We click before we think. Clicking that link can install malicious software on your phone or computer, designed to steal your passwords, banking information, and personal identity. It's a small click that can lead to a huge disaster. This is what happened to James. James is 72, a passionate gardener. While online, he saw an ad for a set of high-end ergonomic gardening tools at 70% off. The website was polished and convincing. Excited, he placed an order for $150. Weeks went by, and nothing came. The real shock came when he got his credit card statement. The scammers had not only taken his initial payment, but had used his stolen card information to rack up over $800 in fraudulent charges. But we shouldn't have to live in fear. Here are the simple rules to follow. First, if a deal seems too good to be true, it almost always is. Before buying from an unfamiliar website, search for the company's name along with the word scam. Second, never click on links in unexpected text messages or emails about package deliveries. Go directly to the official website of the shipping company and enter your tracking number there. Finally, consider using a credit card instead of a debit card for online purchases. Credit cards offer much better fraud protection. If you're still with me and learning something new, please show your support by commenting with the number 2 below. It's wonderful to know we're on this journey together. Number 4, the romance and companionship scam. This next scam is, in my opinion, the most cruel and heartless of them all. It doesn't just steal money. It preys on the deepest human need we all have, the need for connection and love. It targets loneliness, a quiet ache that many people feel, especially if they've lost a spouse. The scam begins innocently on a social media site or a dating app. The scammer creates a fake profile, often using stolen photos of an attractive person. They might claim to be a doctor working overseas, an engineer, or a military officer. Their backstory is designed to be appealing and to provide a perfect excuse for why they can't meet in person. They are masters of manipulation. They will spend weeks, sometimes months, grooming their victim. The communication is constant, filled with flattery and declarations of love. They create an intense emotional bond. And once that deep trust is established, the crisis begins. A sudden, dramatic emergency. They might claim they've been in an accident and need money for medical bills, or that they need to pay a fee to finally come home to be with you. The reason this is so devastatingly effective is that it bypasses our logical defenses. By the time they ask for money, the victim believes they are helping the person they love. The emotional betrayal, when the truth is revealed, is often far more painful than the financial loss. I think of Helen, a 74-year-old widow. After her husband passed, she felt a profound emptiness. She was contacted by a man who said he was a retired army general. He was charming, attentive, and he listened. After 2 months, he told her he wanted to marry her, but needed $2,000 for a plane ticket to come home. Believing in their future, Helen sent it. Then there were customs fees. Then a medical emergency. By the time her children helped her see the truth, Helen had lost over $15,000. She told me, "It wasn't the money. He stole my hope." Helen's heartbreaking story must serve as our shield. First, be cautious of anyone who develops intense feelings for you very quickly. Second, be very suspicious if the person always has an excuse for why they can't video chat. And the biggest red flag of all, any request for money. Never, ever send money to someone you have only met online. Period. It is always a scam. If this information is resonating with you, please let me know by commenting with the number 3 below. It's so important that we talk about these difficult subjects together. Number 5, the investment and prize scam. This final scam is one of the oldest tricks in the book, but it continues to work because it preys on hope. It targets our desire for a little more financial security, for a lucky break that could make our retirement years more comfortable. The first is the investment scam. This often starts with an unsolicited phone call or email. The person contacting you will sound sharp and confident. They'll talk about a can't-miss opportunity, perhaps a new tech stock that's guaranteed to deliver massive returns. They create a powerful sense of urgency and exclusivity, telling you that you have to act now. The second variation is the prize scam. You'll receive a letter or a phone call congratulating you. You've won a lottery you don't remember entering or a grand sweepstakes. The news is exciting, but then comes the catch. To claim your winnings, you first have to pay a small fee upfront for taxes, insurance, or processing. These scams are effective because they are masters of psychological manipulation. The investment scammer uses our fear of missing out. The prize scammer uses our excitement to cloud our judgment. The devastating result is the same. There is no investment. There is no prize. The only thing that's real is the money you lose. I remember a gentleman named Michael, a 69-year-old grandfather. One day, he received a very official-looking letter claiming he was the second-place winner in a multi-state lottery, with a prize of $500,000. A few days later, a man claiming to be the prize administrator called him. He was incredibly convincing. He congratulated Michael and explained that to release the funds, Michael first needed to wire $2,800 to cover the federal taxes. Overjoyed and dreaming of how this money would help his family, Michael went to the bank and sent the wire transfer. He never heard from them again. The phone number was disconnected. The humiliation, he told me later, was worse than losing the money. Michael's story is a vital lesson. First, legitimate investments always involve risk. Anyone who guarantees returns is a con artist. Second, and this rule is absolute, you should never have to pay money to receive a legitimate prize. If someone tells you that you need to pay taxes or fees up front, it is a scam. Every single time. By approaching these situations not with hope alone, but with a healthy dose of informed caution, we can protect our hard-earned savings from those who seek to steal our dreams. As we bring our time together to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. We've looked at the cunning tech support scams, the cruel Medicare frauds, the deceptive online shopping tricks, the heartbreaking romance schemes, and the tempting investment and prize scams. Each one is a different tactic, but they all rely on the same thing: catching good people off guard. Do you remember John, the retired teacher from our very first story? The one who lost his money but not his spirit. Well, today, John is more cautious online, but more importantly, he's empowered. He took his painful experience and turned it into a tool for good. He now shares what he learned with his friends at the local senior center, helping them spot the red flags he once missed. He transformed his personal vulnerability into a shield for his entire community. He proved that these scammers might be able to steal our money, but they can never steal our resilience or our wisdom. The message today, the one I truly hope you take with you, is a simple one. Awareness is your shield. Knowledge is your power. You are not helpless against these threats. In fact, you are the strongest line of defense. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, as we finish, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be a small, simple promise. It could be, I will hang up on any unsolicited call from Medicare, or I will talk to my daughter before buying anything from an online ad, or even, I will always pause and take a breath before I click a link. Please, share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your commitments inspires me, and more importantly, it creates a powerful wave of inspiration for everyone else in our community. Let's encourage each other to take that first, vital step. And if you found real value and a sense of empowerment in our time together, please show your support by giving this video a like. It truly helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. To ensure you continue on this journey with us, and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community of friends, all dedicated to looking out for one another and living our golden years with confidence and peace of mind. Finally, think of just one person in your life, a friend, a sibling, a neighbor, who needs to hear this message today. Please, share this video with them. It might be the most important 5 minutes of their week. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video.